With cold air holding a grip over the eastern part of the country and warm air still hanging on out west, will this dreary weather pattern persist as we head towards Halloween? I'll be breaking that all down coming up in this video. Howdy y'all and welcome. We're going to start off looking at the 500 millibar height anomaly map. This determines our troughing and ridging patterns. As you can see, here on Tuesday, we're still going to be in this little troughing pattern out east and a little ridging pattern out west. As we push this forward, it looks like a low pressure system is going to be coming through by Thursday, and it's still going to be bringing some wet and dreary conditions possibly to the eastern part of the country and some cool conditions as well. We're still going to be dealing with some hot conditions out west due to a major ridge. But watch as we head past the weekend into next week. It looks like this pattern is going to be shifting yet again. So it looks like a major ridge is going to be setting in out east, and a major trough is going to be setting in out west. As we take a look at another troughing and ridging map, this clearly defines where our troughs and ridges are. As you can see, a major ridge setting in here, and a trough, of course, setting in out here. As I push this forward into the weekend, you can see a clearly defined trough setting in out east, and this could potentially bring some nasty weather to the eastern part of the country. As far as severe weather goes, I don't really think we're going to be dealing with that. But we could always deal with severe weather this time of year, as we are in the second season of severe weather. If you don't know, just make sure you keep fresh batteries in the weather radios, get the phones charged up, know where to go when the severe weather alert goes off. Never fear, as shelter is near. As we head past the weekend, you can see a clearly defined ridge is going to be setting in out here, and a major trough is going to be making its way out in the western part of the country. Now let's go and take a look at the simulated radar. As you can see, not much is happening today, just some wet and dreary conditions up here by Washington, which could result in some snow showers up there, some raining conditions up here in the West Virginia mountains, which up there in Mount LeConte the other day, y'all saw your first snowfall of the season. We're above 5,000 feet. Y'all got less than an inch of snowfall. So have any snowfall pictures you want to send my way, make sure you send them to my X page. I'll have a link down below in the description. Go check that out and go send me some snowfall pictures. I'd like to see it. As we push us further into the future, we can see this little low pressure system that was clearly defined on the 500 millibar height anomaly map. This is going to be bringing some dreary wet conditions out east. Although we do need it out here, we're in drought-like conditions out here. And this could potentially bring some rumbles of thunder, some heavy downpours to parts of eastern Tennessee, where we're not really expecting any severe weather from this, just some heavy downpours and some rumbles of thunder. And once that moves out, looks like we're going to be still dealing with some dreary wet conditions out in the northeast part of the country, but looks like dry conditions are going to be in store out west. But with the weather being so quiet and so suspicious, it's kind of too quiet. But watch as we head into the beginning of next week. You can see something interesting happening here. It looks like we could potentially come into some severe weather over here by Oklahoma and Texas, and potentially a big old snowstorm up here by Montana, Idaho, and parts of Canada. And even over here by Washington and Oregon, y'all possibly get in on this action as well. So definitely looks like some nasty weather that's going to be in store as we head towards Halloween. And we could possibly have a snowstorm on Halloween. I mean, who knows? But this is too far out to tell. And we'll obviously be on here to update y'all if this does verify. But being so far out, I doubt this happens. But who knows? I don't want to give y'all any snowfall totals just yet on this. This could possibly not even happen. This is over 200 some hours out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the temperature anomalies. And as we can see here, this is the temperature anomalies. If you're new here, the blues and the greens are sort of below average. The reds, of course, obviously, those are above average temperatures. We push this further into the future. It looks like we're going to be coming into a major heat wave out west. What I mean by heat wave, I mean just above average temperatures, not 100-degree temperatures or nothing. Unless you live down here by Arizona, which y'all are constantly always dealing with that, it seems like. Looks like out east, we're going to be sort of in this back and forth a little bit. Sort of the I don't know what to wear kind of season. Still in full swing. It looks like a major warm-up is going to be in store as we head towards the end of the month. It looks like well above average temperatures are going to be in store. And it looks like well below average temperatures are going to be in store for much of Montana. Now, as far as the actual temperatures go, we can see right here, really frigid air is going to be setting in for most of the country. And it looks like as we head towards the end of the month, it looks like, as you can see, 100-degree temperatures down by Arizona. And then this pattern is going to be flipping as we head towards the end of the month, where it looks like some 70-degree temperatures are going to be coming back from much of the eastern part of the country, and it looks like some negative temperatures here by Montana and Idaho. As we look at the 6 to 10 day temperature and precipitation outlooks, we can see that we're going to be encountering above average temperatures from much of the central part of the country, the eastern part of the country, and the western part of the country are going to be below average. Next 8 to 14 days, looks like the western part of the country is going to be below average. The eastern part of the country, we're going to be above average. As far as precipitation goes for the next few days, looks like well above average precip is expected for much of the country, which is good. We'll be knowing some drought-like conditions down here by Texas. Looks like dry conditions are going to be continuing from Alabama on up into the Northeast. The next 6 to 10 days, the next 8 to 14 days, looks just about the same. Looks like more of the eastern states are involved in this as well. But looks like from Florida up into Maine, looks like y'all going to be encountering some drought-like conditions. Now, of course, we can't forget about the tropics, as we still have some tropical storm activity going on, as we are still in hurricane season. Hurricane season starting to wind down, though. But we can see that we have an 80% chance out here in the Atlantic. As far as the Eastern Pacific goes, we have a couple chances, a 90% chance and a 70% chance. Of course, Central Pacific, we have nothing going on that's going to affect Hawaii. As we look out here in the Central Pacific, we have some activity going on. It's going to be possibly bringing a lot of heavy rainfall to Mexico. But as we look at the main development region, we can see we have some clusters of storms out there. I don't think this is going to turn into much of anything. It's going to just be a fish storm, as we have a little trough setting in out east. Have a lot of wind shear, and y'all know hurricanes hate wind shear, so this is just going to be sheared apart and become a little fish storm. But we can always take a look at it on simulated infrared model. We can take a look down here in the main development region. You can see it's sort of spinning around, but it's getting sheared out as soon as it encounters that wind shear. It's just going to become a fish storm as we head into next week. But as we take a look at Eastern Pacific, we can see we have the clusters of storms out here. It's going to possibly become into a little tropical storm, possibly. Going to be bringing a lot of rainfall to Mexico. And of course, we have that same percent chance down here, both doing the spin of Rooney. And we see that chance right there is going to be making landfall by Wednesday. And these could possibly be bringing some precipitation up into Oklahoma next week. And it's going to cause severe weather potentially. Now this is pretty far out, anything will change by then. But it's looking like tropical storm activity is going to be occurring over here by Mexico. And could possibly cause some major problems up here in the central part of the country by next week. Now of course we can't forget about severe weather. There's not much really going on, just some general thunderstorms today on Tuesday up here in the Dakotas, down by Arizona, New Mexico. Tomorrow we don't have much going on, but on Thursday we have some general thunderstorms from Louisiana on up into Indiana. So after that, really not much severe weather going on. Now lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at the fall map, as it looks like we have a lot of color on the map here, a lot of fall foliage going on. So if you'd like to send any fall foliage photos, send them to my X page or my Facebook page. I'd like to see them, and y'all might even be featured on here as well at the end of the videos. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the algae map. Not much algae going on out here. Just down here by Texas, looks like y'all are going to be sneezing your heads off. There's a lot of pollen going on as the leaves are starting to change down there. Now of course, lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at the drought map, as it looks like we're going to be dealing with a lot of drought-like conditions out by Louisiana and over by Texas, Arizona, on up into Minnesota. Looks like most of the country is actually pretty dry, except for California on over into Wyoming. That looks like we're going to be getting a relief, as y'all saw in the 6 to 10 day precipitation map. Looks like much of the country is going to be getting in on some well-needed precipitation. So it looks like a pattern flip is going to be in store, as it looks like the chilly air that's taking hold of much of the eastern part of the country is going to be letting go. So it looks like warm air is going to be setting in out east, and cold air is going to be setting in out west as we head towards the end of the month. As far as severe weather goes, it looks like not much is going to be going on for the next few weeks up until the end of the month, where it looks like severe weather is going to be possible down by Texas and Oklahoma. And a big old snowstorm is going to be possible up in the northwest. Definitely something to keep our eye on. Right now we can't determine what the snowfall total is going to be. In the next video we should possibly know. And it looks like we could possibly have a Halloween snowstorm. And as far as tropics go, not much tropical storm activity going on out in the main development region. That's just going to get sheared apart. And down by the Pacific, it looks like we definitely have to keep an eye on those, as it looks like those are going to be making landfall and causing a lot of problems over by Mexico next week. And if you'd like to send any snowfall pictures my way, or any fall foliage, or any sort of pictures you want to, send them to my X page and my Facebook page. I'll have links to those in the description down below. So if you like the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Constructive feedback is always appreciated. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. And until next time, never stop forecasting.